You are welcome to LFN What's Your Say? The #1 listening show, where we discuss real issues with real people like you. We are still featuring R. Kelly, real name, Robert Sylvester Kelly. Also known as the R&B King. By now we all know that the criminal charges R. Kelly was convicted for include 1 count of racketeering, in which the prosecution is basing on claims such as alleged sexual exploitation of minors, kidnapping, forced labor, and 8 violations of the Mann Act. The Mann Act is a federal law that criminalizes the transportation of any woman or girl across state lines, for the purpose of prostitution or immoral behavior. A law that was seconded by James Mann and passed in 1910, meant to prevent white slave trafficking. Considering this was being done on a large scale, turning Chicago into a hub for trafficked white women, the government saw a need to stop this. However, this law is now being twisted to help take down successful African Americans like R. Kelly. It has also been employed in making life hard for polygamists who choose to have multiple women. Returning to the racketeering charges against R. Kelly? While this is usually associated with organized crime, it may be applied to any ongoing coordinated illegal scheme or criminal enterprise to carry out a common purpose. In Robert's case, prosecutors suggest that he and his inner circle worked for over 2 decades in multiple states to promote the singer's brand, to recruit young girls and young women for the purpose of sexual exploitation, and to produce pornography. It's within this racketeering charge that claims of bribery, kidnapping, forced labor and violations of the Mann Act were all packaged into a cocktail of accusations against the R&B King. It looks like the attempt by prosecution to use the RICO Act against R. Kelly as their aim of keeping him behind bars for the rest of his life, considering it carries a hefty minimum sentence of 20 years. After thorough legal analysis though, it's been deemed that R. Kelly cannot and should not be charged with violation of the RICO Act. No evidence against him is proof enough that R. Kelly had an enterprise or organized scheme whatsoever one may choose to call it, that was purposed to carry out such criminal activity as the RICO Act suggests. The only staff R. Kelly employed were those purposed to manage his music career, and to make sure he became the successful singer he turned out to be. On matters of the Mann Act to be specific, it looks like the government is out of good lawyering to suggest they can accuse R. Kelly of trafficking. The legal definition of trafficking involves transportation of people through force, fraud, and deception, with the aim of exploiting them for a profit. And mark my words, for a profit. R. Kelly was not getting any sort of monetary gain from this. On the other hand, he was spending money of these people. Without the profiting purpose, one can't claim trafficking. There has to be a monetary gain in the end. You can't accuse someone for taking another on a paid holiday not for profit. This is an attack on normal living practices. It's like the government is putting a bar on vacations and holidays. Also within this RICO charge is embedded the claims of kidnap and forced labor. Prosecutors are trying to make it appear as though R. Kelly was getting any form of service from his accusers in his studio, that helped him in building his career. It's totally degrading to assume that R. Kelly needed the services of unqualified people he was mentoring to join the music industry. If he used forced labor, why then would he employ staff on payroll? Regarding kidnap claims, we have discussed this before. With no reports of failed escapes or attempts to contact the authorities, one may not assume kidnap. Kidnapped people cannot be driving kidnappers' cars on the Chicago streets all day. Unless the government wishes to redefine the word kidnap. In fact, there has been suggestions made by some fans saying, if the government is able to use the RICO Act as carelessly as it is doing to its citizens, it's only fair that the government does use the same RICO Act on itself whenever it is involved in illegal activities such as corruption tendencies, or when a government official is found guilty of similar charges similar those R. Kelly is faced with. They say this citing cases such as former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo's case, ex-President Bill Clinton's sex scandal, former IMF boss sex scandal and many more such cases where it's government officials implicated. The entire government needs to be brought to book if the RICO Act is actually what it is being portrayed to be. All these accusations under the RICO Act violation charge need to be dropped immediately, otherwise we are headed to a time where the United States of America will be criticized for having some of the most bogus laws on the planet. Laws that have no defined boundaries, laws that can be twisted to overthrow the Constitution, laws that can be misused to witch hunt a single person or group of persons in the country in the disguise of protecting people. According to Lolitha Harris, the problem with government, they just feel like they can do anything they want with people and it's wrong. Fact that they have the power over citizens should remind them that they have to be responsible with their decisions that may determine someone's fate. Otherwise, they have already been involved in serving multiple wrong convictions to citizens that have either ended the lives of many, or seen so many innocent people live the rest of their lives behind bars. No wonder some people are suggesting that the RICO Act applies to government too. But one thing they have probably failed to realize is that the government assumes to be above the law and immune to litigation. Much as the law suggests otherwise, this is likely true. After all, the government seems to always get away with whatever they decide to do, legal or illegal, and they suffer no serious penalties whatsoever. It looks like the only way government pays back is through financial compensations, moreover using taxpayers' money. According to Sunshine Johnston, Lord, thank you for showing us just how corrupt this legal system can be. How can all these people be playing into the game orchestrated by Jay-Z, who is R. Kelly's competition, and his female friend Dream Hampton, the executive director of the surviving R. Kelly series? If someone monitored Jay-Z's bank accounts for the past 2 to 3 years, I am sure there should be substantial expenditure of millions that he cannot account for. Correct me if I am wrong. If you wish to take part in a live interview discussing any of these topics, let us know by sending an email to sashalfnmedia@gmail.com for scheduling. Thank you for watching today's video, a production of LFN Media, giving you another perspective of issues at hand. We make it our business to keep you updated with the truth amidst the cloud of lies the media wants you to believe. It is therefore important to subscribe to this channel, hit the bell icon and allow all notifications so that you don't miss out whenever we publish a new video.